Hello, I thought I would showcase another one of my show tanks. This tank is a 150 gallon Mbuna tank. The dimensions are, it's 5 feet long by 2 feet tall by 2 feet wide. And it's an acrylic tank. This stand I built myself. The tank has been running about a year and a half, and I bought the fishes as fry or small juvies and have been growing them out. This tank is also on a drip system. It drips about 2 gallons of fresh water that I filter through carbon filters to remove the chlorine, and it drips 2 gallons an hour constantly into the tank, and it has an overflow that is constantly taking the excess and running it down to the drain. So this is on my main floor of my house. I drilled a little hole there in the wall, in the drywall, and that you can see the hose and the drip line coming through. So both of those go down to my basement where my other fish tanks are, and that's where the carbon filtration is for the fresh water coming in, and that hose also runs into the sump pump in my basement, which drains it out. So let me talk a little bit about this tank again. It's an acrylic tank. This is my first show tank that I've had for acrylic. Pros and cons are pretty typical. I don't have any huge insight there. I do think glass tanks are easier to clean. They don't scratch as easy, but they are a pain to move. And I have had to move my 375 gallon glass tank, which weighs 800 pounds empty. I've moved that 3 different times. So this will be much easier to move if and when that day comes. So let me talk a little bit more about this. So I am using the AI Prime freshwater lights, the same lights that I used on my 375. This one does not have a canopy, so they are suspended there. I built those brackets myself, but I do like these lights. I think I said in my last video, you can set them up. So there's an app on the phone, on your phone, that you use to set up the schedule. They come on gradually. They can kind of mimic the sunset and gradually fade. They have a moonlight feature. You can adjust the color combination to your taste. So I like that aspect. One problem I had with the stand, I ordered doors that were a little bit too small, so you can see there's a little gap there. It's less than an inch, maybe a half an inch. I do have a little strip of wood that I was going to add to the back side of one of those doors to cover that up. Never gotten really around to that yet. It doesn't bother me too much, but that is one mistake I made on the stand that could be improved. All right, let me talk about the fish here. So I have an Universal Rocks background on this tank. It is, I believe, the Texas rock background, and I think it's in Castle Gray color. That reddish, brownish reddish color you see on there is algae. As far as my fish, I have a variety. I have the Mbuna cichlid. It used to be Pseudotropheus. I'm not sure the name of the scientific name at this time. They've changed a lot over the past 20 years. I have 6 of those Mbuna cichlids. I have a group of Chelosi. Those used to be Pseudotropheus. I think that name has changed as well. I have 2 males. I started with 6. I think 2 males and 2 or 3 females now. The OB cichlids are Labiatropheus fulliborni. That's a male here in the white. And then the females are the orangish colored ones. I do have a blue colored male as well. Yeah, he's right there. He's a little subdominant to the white one, so he's not colored up very well. I have the Masobo Deep. I think it used to be Metroclamia. Again, that might have changed. I have quite a few of those. I think I have 8. I'm a little bit male heavy. So here's my dominant male right now. But the males are this nice blue and black color, and then the females are kind of they're this color here, kind of a dirty orange. They probably appear a little bit brighter on camera than in person. Looks like that one's holding. And then I got a couple. This is a subdominant male of the Masobo Deep. This is a subdominant male. I have some red zebras. This is the kind of pinkish one is the male, and I have 2 males and 2 females. The females are the orange. What else is in there? I got some Victorian cichlids. They tend to do well in Mbuna tanks. This is a Pundamilla nairi, Python Island. So that's the male here. I really like that. One of the few species of African cichlids that really truly have a red color to them. So I just have a single male. Females are less, they're brown and fairly unattractive. That's one of the females here, if I can get it in focus. I think I have 2 females in there. I have 4 or 5 yellow labs. You know, those are good for color. And what else is in this tank? I have Synodontis multiplunctatus. They're all hiding right now. They will come out if I was to feed them. But I have actually 7 in there. They're hiding in that rockwork. And all of these rocks are real rocks that I picked up at a local landscaping store. And then the only fake aspect is the Universal Rocks background there. I have a Inkfin calvus in there as well. He's right here. He's a little harder to see because of his dark color. He's probably about 4 inches. And then I have a couple of plecos in there. I have a green phantom L200. He's small still, probably about 3 or 4 inches, and I think I have a single bristlenose pleco in there, but neither one of them are out in the open right now. What else? So when I made this tank is filtered with, it's on a sump. I got the custom aquarium overflows. There's 2 of them here. They jut out here, and they have get a light shine in there. They kind of jut out into the tank a little bit. They've worked okay for me. I don't have any huge concerns. I've had a little bit of trouble getting the gurgling down with them. I have tried to kind of close off the background, or at least I initially did, because there is a lot of space behind the background. I've since kind of given up on that. Some of the fish do go back and forth from that fairly regularly. Right now, that one of the male red zebras, it's kind of his space back there, and he'll come right through this hole here when it's feeding time and come out. But it hasn't caused too much trouble. I was worried about fish getting back there, fry getting back there, dead fish getting back there, and me not being able to access them. That really has not been an issue. I have not had anything get stuck back there that I couldn't get out. And again, now the fish kind of come and go as they please. So I've not really had to mess with that. I still have a few sponges up there trying to block that off. Those are just kind of remnants from my initial setup. So again, this has been running about 1.5 years. The sand is just regular pool filter sand. I initially tried to put some Anubias, some plants in there. I used some plant glue and tried to glue it to the background in the rocks. Anubias and Java fern didn't last very long, maybe 3 to 4 months before they all kind of died. The plants, or the fish just kind of picked at it. It wasn't so much that they ate the plants, but they picked at it and pulled it off of the rocks, and it just kind of fizzled out. So I have stopped trying to put plants in there. Other people may have more success, but I've never had success with keeping live plants in, particular with Mbuna species. So this is running on a 40-gallon breeder sump. It's just a sump that I built myself. There's the sump. I have kind of a refugium here that's the initial chamber. So the water flows in here, and this is a light that's running about 16 hours a day, and there's just a sponge filter underneath this, and I got about 2 inches of algae that are just growing. And the theory there was that I was going to try to use it like an algae scrubber, where I would try to grow the algae in my sump to try to keep it out of the main tank and off the glass. Mixed results. I don't know. I'm sure it doesn't hurt anything. I still have to clean the glass once a week, so I don't know that my frequency of cleaning the glass really has changed very much. Then it comes through here through mechanical. I got sponge filters there, and you probably can't really see this very well, but there's some bio balls, and then it goes to my last I have an internal pump there that pumps it back to the tank. The back side of that is where the overflow is, and that drains from the my drip system. So let me see if I can get another shot of some of these fish. So these fish again are only about 1.5 years old. The biggest is probably about 4 inches. They all have a lot of growing still to do. I would say none of them are adult size yet. They've done well. I've lost a few, as you would expect with a Mbuna tank. There's been some aggression, some fighting. There's a lot of hiding spots there. I haven't lost really that many, and it's been a healthy tank. One problem I have had, and I don't know if this is showing up on video, I have a Malaysian trumpet snail outbreak that I was trying to get corrected or corralled. They probably came in on either the anubias that I tried to plant, or maybe they came in on a net, because I have a couple other tanks that have that problem too. There's a product you can buy off, I got it off of Amazon, called No Planaria, that I tried actually just a couple of weeks ago to try to kill the snails. My fish tolerated it well. I think I did kill some of the snails off, but not all of them. So it's decreased the population, but not eradicated them. So I may try another round with that, because again, I didn't notice any ill effects to the fish. They seemed to act just fine with that. I turned the drip system off, so it's, I did the full course that was listed on the package. So, but this is my tank, and I just thought I'd put it on YouTube. So this is my tank on my main level of my house. My bigger 375 is downstairs, and these are my 2 show tanks. I have tanks in a fish room that are, fish room tanks for breeding or other activities, but these are the 2 show tanks I have right now. So thanks for watching.